Let's talk about the epic disaster that was Nugent's decision to show up on Kim Hyun-young's news show without telling Adore. Seriously, who do they think they are? This stunt wasn't just spontaneous or bold like they might have thought. It was a straight-up slap in the face to their agency. Adore is the reason Nugent's is where they are today. They helped build the group's image, orchestrated their promotions, and kept their careers afloat. And yet, here they are, acting like Adore is just some unnecessary obstacle in their path. This isn't a high school band putting together a last-minute gig. This is a group in one of the most tightly controlled industries in the world, where every radio appearance, every performance is planned down to the second. Nugent's might think they're breaking free, but all they're doing is making themselves look out of their depth. The lack of professionalism here is astonishing, and it's going to come back to bite them. Let's get one thing straight. This wasn't just some harmless miscommunication. This is a breach of contract waiting to happen. For any K-pop idol, their contract is their lifeline. It governs everything, from public appearances to promotional schedules. When Nugent's decided to show up at this radio show without getting clearance from Adore, they absolutely violated their agreement. Contracts in K-pop are ironclad. So, while Nugent's might think they've pulled off a cute little stunt, all they've done is open themselves up to potential legal and financial consequences. K-pop idols don't have the luxury to just wing it. Every move they make is scrutinized, and not following the rules of their contracts could lead to a serious fallout. Nugent's might think they're untouchable now, but this careless act could come back to haunt them in ways they never imagined. Now, let's talk about how disastrous this could be for their future. Nugent's might be feeling themselves right now, thinking they can do whatever they want and still stay on top. But here's the reality check. No one in the K-pop industry is invincible. If Adore decides to punish them for this, they could risk everything. This stunt wasn't just a bad look, it was a reckless disregard for the people who have helped them become the superstars they are today. And what's worse, they've shown the world that they don't know the value of loyalty or professionalism. They're playing with fire here, and if they keep acting like they're above the system, they're going to get burnt. K-pop idols live and die by their public image, and right now, Nugent's are on a very dangerous path. Minji's choice to wear a Min Jin shirt on national radio is not just a fashion statement. It's a direct endorsement of someone who has stirred up so much controversy in the K-pop industry. Min Jin's name is synonymous with problematic behavior, from allegations of toxic work environments to the creation of some of the most problematic fandoms in K-pop. Yet here's Minji, proudly wearing a shirt with Min Jin's face on it as if to say, "Yes, I'm with her." What's mind-boggling is how tone-deaf this move is. Min Jin's been at the center of numerous scandals, including accusations of enabling toxic behaviors in the industry, yet Minji and the rest of Nugent's seem to be giving her a public stamp of approval. It doesn't matter how much influence or success Min Jin has had. At the end of the day, wearing that shirt is a slap in the face to everyone who has suffered because of her actions. It's like celebrating a figure who has been linked to causing real harm, and it reflects terribly on Minji's sense of judgment. This isn't just about a controversial mentor-mentee relationship, this is about sending a message to their audience. Nugent's is telling fans that they stand with Min Jin, someone whose legacy in K-pop is marred by the creation of toxic environments that have harmed many idols, both past and present. To wear that shirt so boldly, without acknowledging the baggage that comes with it, is a dangerous and misguided move. It sends the message that Nugent's, for all their supposed fresh image, are willing to align themselves with an individual who has been responsible for perpetuating harm in the K-pop ecosystem. How does even this make any sense? Are they that desperate for attention that they're willing to sacrifice their integrity and brand just to cling to someone with a controversial history? The shirt doesn't scream loyalty. It screams poor decision-making and an utter disregard for their public image. It's like they're actively trying to stir the pot and provoke even more drama. Wearing that shirt isn't just about honoring someone who may have helped them rise to fame. It's about clinging to someone who's at the epicenter of the toxic K-pop machine that Nugent's should be distancing themselves from. But instead, they seem to be diving headfirst into it. And with that, Minji made it painfully clear that Nugent's isn't just under the influence of Min Jin, they're too busy idolizing her to see the damage it's causing to their reputation. Here's the thing. No one's saying you can't have mentors or people you admire, but when it's at the cost of your own credibility and career, maybe it's time to rethink things. Nugent's blind loyalty to Min Hee-jin is getting uncomfortable to watch. Instead of fostering a career that's built on their own talent, they seem to be hitching their future to someone who has done more harm than good. Min Hee-jin might have played a part in their rise, but that doesn't mean they need to wear her like a badge of honor. At this point, it's becoming clear that this obsession is starting to shape their public image, and it's not in a good way. Are they willing to sacrifice their reputation and the goodwill they've built just to be part of a toxic loyalty club? If Nugent doesn't cut the strings soon, they're going to end up buried in the mess Min Hee-jin has created for herself and them. What's even more baffling than Nugent's reckless behavior is the insane amount of blind support they're getting from their fans, the bunnies. Let's be real for a second. Supporting your idols is one thing, but enabling them to make these kinds of cringeworthy, questionable decisions is another. And yet, here they are, rushing to defend Minji's choice to wear a Min Hee-jin shirt like it's some kind of groundbreaking fashion statement. Really? Are we seriously just going to ignore the baggage that comes with associating with Min Hee-jin, the woman who's been at the center of K-pop controversies for years? Bunnies need to wake up and realize that blind support doesn't make you a good fan, it makes you complicit in the damage Nugent is doing to their own careers. Instead of calling out their idols for missteps, they're coddling them, treating every bad decision like it's a bold, artistic choice. What's worse is the complete lack of critical thinking among some of the fandom. If this was any other group, fans would be up in arms, questioning the optics of supporting someone as controversial as Min Hee-jin, but somehow, Nugent's supporters are happily brushing it under the rug. It's as if they've convinced themselves that no matter how bizarre or toxic their idol's actions are, they're still in the right. They can do no wrong, seems to be the motto. But here's the thing. Letting your idols get away with things like this isn't love, it's enabling them to dig their own graves. Instead of stepping back and asking, is this really okay? Bunnies are doubling down, defending every action as if it's perfectly normal to have a young idol wearing the shirt of a woman who's been linked to enabling toxic environments and idol mistreatment. Their unquestioning support is not only embarrassing, it's harmful to the very group they claim to love. Let's be clear. This is exactly how fan bases get toxic. By constantly justifying everything their idols do, bunnies are setting a dangerous precedent where Nugents feel they can do whatever they want without consequence. And if this blind support continues, it's not only going to hurt their relationship with Adore, but it will also risk alienating fans who can see how damaging these actions are. A real fan should want what's best for the group, and sometimes that means holding them accountable when they mess up. Instead, these bunnies are cheering on every bad decision, ignoring the long-term consequences of this toxic mindset. If they don't start thinking critically and stop supporting every terrible move without hesitation, they're going to help Nugents bury themselves in scandal after scandal. And for what? To be the loudest, most dedicated fans? It's not loyalty, it's delusion. Bunnies, take a hard look at what's really happening here. Nugents isn't just playing with fire. They're actively fueling the flames by associating themselves with a controversial figure like Min Hee-jin. This could end up hurting the group more than helping them in the long run, and turning a blind eye to it won't change the reality. If bunnies continue to excuse or even encourage these actions, they might end up watching their idols sink deeper into the quicksand of bad press and poor decisions. It's time to stop being blind to the truth and start holding your idols accountable for the impact their actions have not just on their careers, but on the entire K-pop industry. If Nugents doesn't wake up soon, the fallout won't just be on them. It'll be on all of us. So, bunnies, it's time to get real. Don't let your fandom be the reason your idols fall into a hole they can't climb out of.